Dinner theater is coming to the border city this month. The Legacy Centre is host to the play Enchanted April. Graham McCann caught up with the cast at a rehearsal and gives us a peek into what we can expect.
It's the Legacy Centre's biggest fundraiser of the year, and it is quite the draw for both audience attendees and for local talent to show off their acting skills.
The building's owned by the city, but we have to look after all the utilities and all the expenses that go on inside the building.
And the centre has done pretty well with this event, with shows sold out since it started 5 years ago. This year's play is Enchanted April. A depressed and dull English housewife named Lottie in the 1920s comes to life when she rents a beautiful Italian castle with 3 other people. For Jacqueline Bruce, who plays Lottie, the opportunity to be in local theatre brings her joy.
I think it's very important to come out and support live theatre. It's nice to see real people that you maybe know from somewhere else in your life in a production such as this.
The fun of being in this theatre has brought local faces, including Newcap's own Annika Notveit.
My character is Caroline Bramble. She is a pretentious 25-year-old socialite, so she's very into socializing. She has lots of money, and she has a big secret that I can't tell you because I don't want to ruin the show.
Everything's coming together really well. I think the audience is going to be blown away. The set is quite amazing.
They don't take it too seriously, but the cast hopes that they can provide a great performance while the audience enjoys a great dinner.
The Lloydminster Co-op, they donate all the food for all 4 nights of the theatre production, so that's a big bonus to us and helps us out a lot.
Tickets are $40 and the show runs from November 6th to 9th. Contact the Legacy Centre for more information. Graham McCann, Newcap News.
With the weather outside getting colder this time of year and the holidays just around the corner, it can be an opportune time for many would-be thieves trying to break into running unattended cars and empty homes. Now, in this edition of our RCMP Monthly, Barb Padiasic sat down with Inspector Suki Manj of the Lloydminster RCMP to find out how big of an issue this is in the border city.
Well, generally throughout any community that the RCMP police, we see this as a time where property crime increases because of opportunity for thieves. Thieves will look for any kind of opportunity and they'll steal anything. So if you have anything in sight, unlocked cars, anything of value, and it's sad because these people do it to survive in their world that they live in. So yeah, what might not seem valuable to us is like a piece of gold for them. So they will steal whatever they can to make money for their addictions.
And so when I'm looking at my own property, my houses, my cars, what makes thieves look at these things and say this is an ideal target?
Well, from my experience and most members' experience, they'll go around looking anywhere. So parking lots, neighborhoods, wherever they happen to be, they'll see if you have an unkept yard and trees growing over your windows, that type of thing, and they don't see any lights on when they expect lights to be on, any movement, that type of thing attracts these people to come to your neighborhood and yards. Often we find that people leave things laying around and you get into a routine and not that people stalk, it's just they know what to look for. Most of these people have done it before and they know what to look for in the sense of opportunities for themselves to get away with it.
Now, it's a real scenario that people are dealing with. How can they kind of protect themselves from any of these thefts?
Well, we offer several programs within the RCMP Neighborhood Watch, Citizens on Patrol, those type of volunteer programs. They assist us a lot. The message that's critical for any police organization is to involve the community, to have the members of the community aware of their role in society. Ultimately, policing lies on our shoulders, which is exactly what we're here for, but we survive and do well with the participation of the community. So when you see something, when you see things that don't seem right, call us, and it might be that little piece of information we're looking for to solve something or prevent a crime from happening.
All right, well, it was 6 years ago this month that we were treated to a cosmic light show when a large meteor streaked across the Midwest sky and landed just southeast of the border city. In retrospect this week from the archives, Brian Hardy takes us back to that time when the area was buzzing with talk of the space rock.
It's November 2008, and the area is hit by a brilliant flash.
A possible meteor lit up both the sky and the telephone lines in Western Canada around 5:30 earlier this evening. A huge flash of light briefly turned the dark skies into daylight.
It just lit up just like it was noon in our vehicle. It lit up our whole yard.
About 30 seconds later, you could hear a big bang and feel a rumble in the ground.
Heather St. Amand, Newcap News.
Robert Barron is used to observing the heavens through a high-powered lens, but the amateur astronomer needed no tools to spot Thursday night's light show.
I have seen a couple in my lifetime, and I must say that this was probably the brightest one that I've seen.
While the show put Canada Day celebrations to shame, the sheer brightness suggests it may have burned up in the atmosphere. But
for a meteorite to actually make a sound, it means that that has to have survived long enough to enter the lower part of the atmosphere.
today, eager meteorite hunters scavenged for a piece of galactic granite in and around Lloydminster, while the scientific community searched for clues.
A fireball of that size dropped $1 million out there. Not one rock, but if you spread them out over 20 square kilometers, which is typical, 10 to 20 kilometer area, $1 million worth of rocks fell out there.
After days of analyzing videotape and speaking to locals for eyewitness accounts, a University of Calgary search team has tracked down parts of last week's fallen meteorite.
I mean, the number of meteorites here is in the thousands.
The research team from the University of Calgary came out here on a whim, and as fate would have it, they found the rock embedded in the frozen ice of the pond. The frenzy will continue over the weekend for the university crew. Tom Gazzola, Newcap News.
Join us next time when we mark a milestone on Retrospect, this week from the archives.